Are you looking for a series that will warm your heart, make you laugh until you cry, and make you believe in love again? Then this video is just for you. I've gathered 15 of the best Turkish romantic comedies that have captured the hearts of millions of viewers around the world. These 15 Turkish rom-coms feel like a cozy blanket, wrapping you up and not letting go until the very last episode. And as a bonus, I'll leave a link to a website where you can find all of these shows with English subtitles. Not an ad, just my personal recommendation. You'll find the link in the video description. Ready to fall in love? Then let's dive right in. Love Trap. What happens when a perfect life turns out to be just a show? Ayşe is a simple girl from a modest family. Kerem is a rich heartbreaker whose smile drives half of Istanbul crazy. Fate brings them together in the most ridiculous way, and now they must pretend to be a couple in front of the entire city. But their fake relationship soon turns into something very real. Why couldn't millions of viewers stop watching? Because this story has the perfect mix of humor, genuine emotion, and cliffhangers that will have you hitting next episode without thinking twice. Kerem and Ayşe are funny, touching, and insanely charismatic, thanks to the amazing performances of Burcu Özberk and Çağlar Ertuğrul. Love doesn't understand words. What happens when a lie becomes the start of true love? Another story that begins with a lie. Hayat, a small-town girl, moves to Istanbul looking for work. By accident, she lands a job at a major textile company after being mistaken for someone else. There, she meets Murat, the strict and very handsome CEO. Their relationship starts off full of misunderstandings, but slowly turns into something much deeper. This series is packed with humor, romance, and unexpected twists. You'll fall in love not just with the main couple, beautifully played by Hande Erçel and Burak Deniz, but also with the supporting characters, who bring even more charm and fun, especially when the main story takes a dramatic turn. Full Moon. When order clashes with chaos, love is born. Ferit is a successful businessman who loves control and order. Nazli is a culinary student who dreams of opening her own restaurant. Their paths cross when Nazli gets a job as a personal chef at Ferit's home. Their completely opposite personalities create lots of hilarious and heartwarming moments that slowly turn into true affection and love. And thanks to the incredible chemistry between Can Yaman and Özgür, you'll find yourself falling head over heels for this couple. Cherry Season. Sometimes the path to true love begins with a broken heart. This is another series starring Özgür. This time, her co-star is the charming Serkan Çayoglu. Oyku is a young and talented woman who dreams of becoming a fashion designer. Since childhood, she has been secretly in love with Mate, who, unfortunately, does not feel the same way. Oyku pours her heart into creating original designs and looks for ways to make a name for herself. At the same time, she crosses paths with Ayaz, a wealthy heartbreaker who also happens to be Mete's close friend. The series shows how the heroine finds her true love and builds her career, overcoming life's many challenges. Daydreamer. What happens when a dreamer steps into the world of corporate intrigue? Sanem is a lively young woman from a modest Istanbul neighborhood who dreams of becoming a writer. Pressured by her family, she takes a job at an advertising agency and quickly falls under the spell of her charming boss, Can. Their relationship starts with misunderstandings, but slowly grows into something much deeper. There is just one problem. Sanem is secretly in love with someone else, a mysterious man she nicknamed Albatross, even though she knows almost nothing about him. This series is packed with humor, romance, and surprising twists. The incredible chemistry between Can Yaman and Demet Özdemir keeps the audience hooked from the very first episode. Everywhere I Go. What happens when two stubborn people are forced to share one house? Demir is excited to move into his new home, only to discover that another person also claims ownership. Celine, a bright and determined young woman, believes she is the rightful resident too. It turns out they were both scammed by the same con artist. Neither Demir nor Celine is willing to back down, and as they head to work, they discover an even bigger problem. Demir is Celine's new boss. This romantic comedy shows how opposites attract through funny, heartfelt moments. Furkan and H and Abuki Pusat deliver a delightful performance that makes it impossible not to root for them. Strawberry smell. When hatred turns into love against a backdrop of sunny beaches and sweet strawberry scents. This series became a breakthrough for young actors, Yusuf Chim and Amit Özdemir. Asli is a talented young woman who dreams of becoming a famous pastry chef. A random encounter with Burak, a rich and arrogant young man, sparks instant mutual dislike. But fate brings them together again in Bodrum, where their relationship begins to change. Their world soon shrinks to a shared home, and the growing feelings between them become impossible to ignore. They must keep their relationship a secret, especially since Burak's parents are expecting him to propose to his longtime girlfriend. This series shows how love can bloom under the most unexpected circumstances and how difficult it can be to choose between passion and responsibility. Filled with humor, gorgeous summer scenes, and stunning coastal views of Turkey, this story creates the perfect romantic escape. Love is in the air. She wanted to become an architect. He destroyed her dream, only to build a new one. Eda dreams of studying abroad, but because of Serkan Balat, she loses her scholarship. To restore his reputation, Serkan offers her a deal, pretend to be his fiancée. Eda agrees, and soon their public act turns into real feelings. Why do viewers rewatch Love is in the Air over and over again? Because it is not just a love story. It feels like a novel where each episode is a new chapter filled with emotions, humor, and touching moments. It is not just the main characters, played by Hande Erçel and Kerem Bürsin, who shine, but also the incredible supporting cast who bring extra spice to the story. Love for rent. Can you rent love and never want to give it back? Omer is a successful shoe designer obsessed with his work. Daphne is a waitress who urgently needs money to save her brother. She agrees to a risky plan to make Omer fall in love with her on someone's request and then disappear. But the deeper the game goes, the more real the feelings become. This series is like a perfect pair of shoes, stylish, funny, and a little painful when the final episode comes. The chemistry between Omer and Daphne, portrayed by Elçin Sengu and Barış Arduçi, makes them one of the most beloved couples in Turkish dramas. Their connection feels so natural that it is hard to believe it is just acting. After watching this show, you will be left with a warm, lasting impression. Be My Sunshine. When the hustle of the city meets the stubbornness of the countryside, a fairy tale is born on an island. Haziran is a successful businesswoman from the big city who comes to a small island to buy a piece of land. Poyraz, a local who lives in harmony with nature, is not willing to give it up. Their conflict quickly turns into attraction, and soon their chemistry is impossible to ignore. Ayça, Ayşin Turan, and Alp Navruz deliver heartfelt performances. Be My Sunshine offers a light summer vibe, a cozy atmosphere, breathtaking views, and a love story that blooms when least expected. Prettier Than You. What matters more, looks or inner beauty, when it comes to love? Efsun is a small-town dermatologist who has always worked hard to be better. Amir is a successful plastic surgeon who is used to perfection. Their paths cross when Efsun unexpectedly gets a chance to work at a top elite clinic where Amir rules the scene. From the very first meeting, sparks fly. He is arrogant, she is stubborn, but behind their clashes and rivalry hides a strong mutual attraction. Prettier Than You is not just a romantic story. It is also about self-acceptance and a love that transforms deeper than any operation. The duo of Cemre Basil and Burak Çelik has captured many hearts with their amazing chemistry. Undercover Love. When love appears where there should only be disguise, no plan goes as expected. Naz is an energetic and ambitious young police officer who receives her first serious mission, going undercover in the home of a known mob boss. Her partner is Levent, a seasoned and cynical detective. Together, they must pretend to be a married couple. But their fake marriage soon feels too real, filled with jealousy, care, conflict, and undeniable attraction. Their mission becomes harder every day because it is tough to fight crime when your heart plays its own game. Sinem Unsal and Hayat Oscar Sari masterfully portray this balance between duty and emotion. Undercover Love is a perfect mix of spy romance, humor, tension, and sizzling chemistry between the leads. If you love. What if you do not know how to love, but meet someone who makes you want to learn? After many years abroad, Ateş returns home to Istanbul. He learns about the death of his father, who left behind some major surprises. In his will, the father puts Ateş in charge of a large company and also makes him the guardian of his children from a second marriage. As if that was not enough, a young con artist named Layla enters his life, hoping to find her real parents. She gets hired as a nanny in Ateş's house. Despite all their differences, Ateş and Layla share a lot, a heavy past, family troubles, and eventually love. If You Love Deeply tells the story of how even the most closed hearts can open when the right person comes along. The main couple is beautifully portrayed by Hafsanur Sanjak-Tutan and Kerem Bürsin. Your soul does not hear. He is an undercover agent. She is his most unpredictable mission. This series is a perfect choice for fans of Burjuazburg and Şükrü Özildiz. Onur is a cold-blooded intelligence officer who is tracking a major criminal network. Ezgi is the suspect's sister and suspects that Onur has hidden motives. To get closer to his target, Onur involves Ezgi in his plan. But soon he realizes that this mission risks more than just state secrets. It risks his heart. Your Soul Does Not Hear is a romantic thriller with humor, charisma, and intrigue, where love blooms exactly where it should not. Mr. Wrong. Can you find true love if you are an expert in making mistakes in relationships? This is another series starring Özge Gürel and Can Yaman. Oscar is a charming bartender and a convinced bachelor who lives life easily. Ezgi is a hopeless romantic who is tired of failed relationships. When their paths cross, Oscar offers to coach Ezgi on how to attract the right man. But unexpectedly, he falls in love himself. Mr. Wrong delivers love triangles, opposites attracting, and lots of sparkling humor. This was my list of the best Turkish romantic comedies. Do you have any favorites to add or anything you want to debate? Let me know in the comments, and do not forget to check out my other videos.